Hello, my name's Andy and I'm a serious language dabbler, and I just love learning different languages, and I can't help it. It's in my nature. It's not a bad thing. It's just how it is for me. And I know it doesn't work for a lot of people to be learning more than one language at once. So why have I said all that at the beginning of this video? Well, because sometimes in your life you come to a crossroads or like a crisis or dilemma, and you have so many choices and you just don't know what to do. And for me at the moment, I've reached a kind of, I'm not going to say a burnout or even a mini burnout, but just a feeling that I'm overwhelmed with too many choices and too much going on in my life. So I've decided to kind of take a step back and do a bit of reflection. So I did make a video about this a week or two ago about reflection and having a language review, but it's more of a practical review rather than a sort of reflection, which is a bit more of a human, like emotional, intuitive type thing rather than a mental review, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope it all makes sense in this video, what I'm about to say. So I've had all these things going on in my mind, and I've had lots of ideas for making YouTube videos. So, for example, I was going to make a video of me trying to speak some Ukrainian and Polish and Russian all in the same video. Another one was I was going to make a video about comprehensible input. And then I thought, well, there's lots of other videos on YouTube about this anyway, so I probably don't need to do that one. And then I was going to make a video about making a summer plan, having a summer plan. And the summer is already here with us anyway. And then I noticed, I watched one of Richard Simcott's videos, and one of his videos was actually about having a summer plan. So he's said all that anyway, and there are other videos about that, I'm sure. And then I thought, I'm going to have a new language learning challenge, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And then I've been working long hours. So I worked 6 days last week, and I've worked 5 days this week. I normally work 5 days anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I've just been overwhelmed at work. I had a new sales assistant. I've been training her. I was in a concert this week. So last night I played recorder in a church, and that was a lovely concert, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm not doing anything stressful, but I'm just doing a lot of things at the moment, and there's not enough time in the day. So some part of me just suddenly said, stop. Just stop what you're doing and have a reflect rather than try to keep making plans for things, try to keep moving forward and trying to do this and that. So I stopped and I sort of meditated for a bit, and I thought, yeah, as far as language learning is concerned, what I need to do is just have a look at where I am now, what I've actually been doing, rather than what I want to be doing and what I want to be learning all the time. So I stopped and I decided to write down, first of all these plans I had for YouTube videos, and see, are any of them actually worth doing? Are they ones that I really want to plan to do? I often do this anyway. I often write down ideas, but this was more of a sort of a clearing my mind of all these different things going on. So I did this, and then I thought to myself, I'm going to write down all the languages that I've ever tried to learn in my life. Being a language dabbler, there were quite a lot of languages there. There were the number amassed to the high 20s. Although I must say, quite a lot of the languages I'd started and just studied for a month or so. Nothing really serious. So I have like quite a collection of phrases in my head, which helps me with my job as a shop manager in a very multicultural area of the city where I live. So, and this is another reason why I can't help being a language dabbler, because I'm in that environment where I keep meeting new people who inspire me to learn some of their language. I just remembered I forgot to write one of the languages down, so it's probably about 30 actually. So, what plans do I have for learning new languages, brushing up on these languages? I don't know, because I've stopped. I've stopped worrying about it. I've put it all on hold for a minute, so it doesn't matter. So, do you come to a point in your life where you get completely overwhelmed by your language learning? Do you think to yourself, I'm not making any progress. I'm really finding this a struggle. Well, life wasn't really meant to be a struggle. And if you're not enjoying something, you need to sometimes step back from it and just take a little few moments. So try this. Just try maybe meditating, reflecting on something, and then when it's comfortable, you can move forward again. Or are you just trying to push yourself and doing too much at once? This could be the case as well. So having written down all these languages, having written down all these ideas about YouTube channels, having written down some other things going on, I decided to just have a look back at my own YouTube channel, and to have a look back at my videos. And I thought I'll just maybe look at the playlists and make sure videos are in the right place. And I don't really watch my own videos other than when I first make them, and I watch them to make sure there's no mistakes and that kind of thing. I'm not talking about language mistakes, because that's in every video. I always make grammar mistakes and pronunciation mistakes and that kind of thing, spelling mistakes as well, mistakes with subtitles and that's just human nature. And if I was to be that much of a perfectionist, I probably would never make videos in the first place, because I'd be hypercritical of myself. On that note, we are critical of ourselves, and we are our own worst enemies. I said that in the video about reviewing language learning, that we are our own worst enemies. We do tend to sort of put ourselves down a bit. And when I started looking back at my own videos on the YouTube channel, first of all, I hadn't realised that it's been nearly 3 years since I started this YouTube channel. So that's a big surprise for me, because I was thinking it's only 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years old, because time does fly. And I'd never really sat down and looked back through my own videos and to measure the sort of progress, or to have a look basically at what I was doing as well. And it really interested me to look back at certain languages that I thought I was better at, to notice that I had been making the same mistakes. So for example, in Spanish, I thought my Spanish was one of my better languages. And it's not, my Spanish isn't bad, but I tend to make mistakes with gender all the time, the L and la, and mixing up the endings when I should be using a different ending. But it doesn't matter, people can understand me. And, I'm not too worried about that, but it does help me to brush up on my Spanish. So in the future, I can use that and take it forward to brush that up. So at the moment, I could say that I'm going to be making a language plan to do Arabic over the summer, for example, because that was going to be one of my things. One of my volunteers came into work a couple of weeks ago and said that she wants to learn Arabic. She can read Arabic. She knows all the letters of the alphabet, and I do too. And my spoken Arabic isn't great. So I said to her, let's have a challenge. Or she said it. I'm not sure which one of us said it, but she straight away she said to me, "You're going to be better at it than me because you're more advanced in Arabic," which I am further advanced, but we might not have the same kind of level of wanting to do the same challenge at the same time. So I've decided to not do that as a challenge because I'm stopping at the moment. But I could coach her, if she needs help with her Arabic. So next time I see her next week, I'll say to her, how have you progressed, and help her with her Arabic. And I shall be continuing with maintaining my languages, of course. So I shall be doing the same things like watching films on Netflix and that kind of thing. So I probably will be sneakily doing some language learning, but I don't want to pressurize myself into doing something big, like a big challenge, that kind of thing. The other thing that I've discovered by doing this reflection is by looking back at my YouTube videos. I've noticed that some of the language that I knew previously, I've forgotten now. So my Kurdish has really gone to the dogs. It's just, you know, I've forgotten it, most of it. And I will be using my YouTube videos to reteach myself some Kurdish back. The problem I had with Kurdish was I found it incredibly boring to learn because the resources I had weren't stimulating me very much. They weren't inspiring me. I was trying to learn Kurdish with Glossika, and I found Glossika very boring. I tried to use the content of Glossika and put it onto other things, but it was very laborious and time consuming and not very good, healthy to do. And I don't have too many Kurdish people in my environment to practice with anyway. So for the moment, Kurdish, I'm not going to be learning. And the same thing happened with Hungarian as well. I found that a bit sort of tedious trying to learn it. It was very difficult. And I'll go back to it in the future, you know, who knows when. Meanwhile, my YouTube channel did show me that I have made a lot of progress with my Polish and Mandarin. So the Polish, for example, I was making videos of Polish in the early days, and I was saying quite a lot, considering I'd only just been learning it for a few months or 6 months, and I don't really feel like I'm saying much more now. But actually, I am. My accent has really improved. My pronunciation has really improved, and my writing has actually improved because I've been doing Closemaster, and I've got a Polish keyboard on my laptop, and I do input on that sort of every day, every few days. I do Closemaster. So while I've stopped at the moment, I also stopped doing Duolingo because I found that Duolingo was prompting me every day to keep up my streak. I got something like a 189-day streak. So that's 6 months, more than 6 months worth of Duolingo. And even though I found Duolingo Mandarin very helpful, I found that was quite good for helping me maintain my Mandarin. It wasn't really great for other languages, other than the Spanish and French stories I was using quite a bit. But you don't need to maintain your streak on Duolingo because what does it achieve? It's just a number where you're competing against. Well, you're not really competing against other people because do you get to see other people's stats on Duolingo? I don't know, but oh yes, you do actually. But what does it mean? You know, what are you actually achieving more language learning, or are you just playing a game on an app and getting to a certain level? So that went through my mind as well. So I've given up Duolingo, but I haven't given up using it. It's just that I'm not going to be necessarily using it every single day. So there's one bit of stress gone, or potential stress. I don't really find it stressful actually. So if you find anything stressful in your language learning, you know, like pressurizing you to continue to do this, continue to do that, maybe it's time to just stop, have a reflect, and to go back when you're ready to. So was there much content in this video? Not really, because I've stopped giving a content in this one a little bit. So I hope that maybe you've gotten something from this video. I hope it hasn't disappointed you. It might not be what you want to hear, but I'll be making videos soon. And, you know, I might wake up tomorrow and think, do you know what, I'm going to do that Russian, Polish, Ukrainian video that I've been planning to do. I'm going to start learning Tagalog. But today I'm not going to, because I'm going to have a nice rest and I'm going to put my feet up and have a nice beer later. So have a nice summer, everybody. I'll be making videos soon, don't worry. And not that you'll worry anyway, I'm sure. And have a nice reflect